Hello, I'm Stephen Matchett, who used to be from Campus Morning Mail. But now I'm from Future Campus. Future Campus is a new website hosted by Tim Winkler, my colleague of some years now. Future Campus is designed for people in the system, in the higher education system, and it's by people in the higher education system. I'll be doing a bit of writing for it, and I have great hopes for its future. Tim Winkler, good morning, and tell me all about it.
Good morning, Stephen. Well, your contribution to the sector over 10 years has been really quite remarkable. The Campus Morning Mail, the number of people who've said, I woke up with Campus Morning Mail each morning. I looked forward to it, and I was informed.
Rephrase that, brother. Lest the upset partners come after me with an axe.
Well, exactly, but it is true, and so. When I was, sit down with my muesli each morning, scrolled through Campus Morning Mail, saw the information I wanted to see, but also was, entertained along the way. I thought that's a hole in people's lives that can't be left unfilled. And so then we thought, well, how can you and I keep working together? How can we deliver something new, which won't be the same as Campus Morning Mail, but will build on that legacy and will be something which is by the sector and for the sector.
It seems to me that the people who do the work in teaching, researching, all the admin teams, and of course there's an enormous number of people in third spaces that in jobs that didn't exist when the HEW classifications were created in the 90s. It seems to me that news for and about them is possibly a little bit sparse. And actually, I think it'd be quite possible to be sitting in a university and just feeling a little alone. I used to get a lot of emails from, a lot of emails from staff during enterprise bargaining who just would say, look, we're bereft. It appears that no one cares about us as individuals. Well, we're journalists. There's not a lot we can do, but we can try and connect with them and for them. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's absolutely it. One of the unusual parts of my job is that I've worked across 24 unis, maybe 12 TAFEs, and as you go through each campus, you see this recurring theme of that disconnection. There's sometimes a sense of I'm disconnected from management. There's sometimes a sense of I'm disconnected from people at other universities or TAFEs, but often it's I'm disconnected from the person in the next room. And but this is all a people business, and so as you start to connect people better through common interests and common language and common stories, there's a tremendous enthusiasm about sharing those things. So there are a number of times when I've gone to a place and people have talked about a Campus Morning Mail story in particular that's resonated with them, and that same story people will pick up one or two, maybe 3 times through the day, different people. And that's the sort of thing that I want to try and capture and keep bringing through. It's some fresh thought. It's a new voice. And the other thing that you and I have done, Stephen, over the last 4 years is work with a whole range of people on conferences where we've heard those conversations that just don't go on elsewhere. And they've really opened up new ideas and taken things in a new direction on a number of topics. And so I want to keep on working on those.
I wish not to big note ourselves. I mean, there are ample discipline-based communities, not just in academic environments, ample discipline communities, which do connect to each other, which do have those conversations. But once again, they are within a given community. I sometimes sense that they're not actually all talking to each other, which is understandable. I mean, they're pretty big institutions, and that senior HR person at Curtin University may not have a great deal to talk to about opportunity to talk to somebody at James Cook, and multiply. Everyone talks about that issue in academe, where people know what's going on around the world in their own discipline, but they've got no idea what's going on in the next corridor. But for professional staff, it also applies. I think it probably applies particularly for professional staff.
Oh, absolutely, without question. Looking at the issues of HR in the sector, it is extraordinary how little we know about the lives of professional staff, what motivates them, what does good performance management look like. The old carrot and stick days still seem to exist in some corridors where, in fact, it's actually very hard to motivate, engage, and get the best out of staff, both at a professional and an academic level, when we don't really well understand, what's going on in their heads and in their lives. And one important way we can start to do that is by sharing their stories, by sharing their thoughts and voices and ideas.
It's something that CMM taught me when I'd look back over the traffic. What people are not interested in terms of what they opened and read, what they are not interested in are national policy stories. Just terrible. I mean, some of the numbers are just terrible. They love university managements getting things wrong. They think that's terrific. I don't know, second last week of CMM, there was one particular story about a university that sort of buried something rather interesting in the annual report. It had a 70% open rate. That was a record for CMM. People love to know about things that impact on their lives. So that's what we're going to try and do. But to do that, and this is your call, not mine, brother, but to do that, I would have thought we're going to need people writing for us. It can't all just be us pontificating, although I have been known to do a bit of that.
Yes, without doubt. So we've lined up a range of contributors already. They're coming out in this first edition. But we're also hoping to really start to hear from new voices, people who we haven't seen on the pages of any media yet, to start to build conversations that haven't been had, and then you're not going to get anywhere else. Future Campus. When's it start, Tim? I should know that. I don't. It's starting today, 22nd of June. Ah, right. I better go on with and file some copy, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. This is going to be a bag of fun. Thank you, Amanda Johnson, who's behind the scenes and pulling everything together as usual. And I hope it really works. It's not CMM, but it's the legitimate child of CMM. Thank you for your time, ladies and gents. We'll be in touch very soon. Bye.